Angela Simmons and Yo Gotti just hit the unfollow button on each other, and you already know what that means. Now, fans are saying the fairy tale romance might be over.
Yo Gotti and Angela Simmons are shaking. Reports are saying that their relationship after 3 years has ended, and people are saying, it's because of Angela and looking at his face here and how quirky she was. I think there's this crime news.
Now, this wasn't just any regular couple, okay? They were actually fairy tale vibes from the jump. Remember, Yo Gotti literally manifested Angela Simmons into his life. Remember that 2015 bar? The one where he went, "I got a crush on Angela Simmons," and 8 years later, they're stepping out arm in arm like it's prom night. It was giving goals. Fast forward to January 2023, and then it's official. They popped out like, "Surprise!" And everybody was like, okay, sis had her man, he had his woman, and the fashion, chef's kiss, they were everywhere, jet-setting, showing out at events, and making Instagram feel like a curated couples magazine. But you already know, the internet has eyes sharper than an iPhone zoom lens. So when something's off, they go notice. And that brings us to the tea, bubbling up in May 2025. So, first of all, where was the birthday love? Where was it, Angela? Because last year, Miss Simmons pulled out all the stops for Gotti's birthday, threw a party, gave him a Tesla, the whole 9 yards. This year, though, silence. Not even a birthday emoji. Not even a repost from a fan page. It was dry like unseasoned chicken.
So, Angela Simmons got a little wine. They have quietly separated. This ain't their first separation though, okay? Every time they fight and we get word. And so apparently this is real this time and they haven't announced. I'm just trying to figure out why they didn't announce. They don't announce everything else.
Fans were like, not this quiet on Gotti's big day. And let's be real, when Angela skips a post, something is up. Because sis loves a soft launch moment or a cryptic black and white quote when things are rocky. And then, as if the birthday silence wasn't enough, we got the social media death blow. They unfollowed each other. Girl, it's over. That's the breakup stamp in 2025. Like, we didn't even need a press release. We saw that unfollow, and the internet said, say less. But wait, because Angela wasn't done dropping hints. No, ma'am. She hopped on her Instagram story with one of those cryptic messages. You know the type. The ones that scream, "I'm healing," and soft blocking my ex at the same time. She posted, "I want what wants me in life, in all areas. What flows, flows. What goes, goes." And y'all, that's not just a quote. That's a whole mood. That's, "I'm lighting sage and deleting old pics" energy. And while she didn't drop names, the people in the shade room comments had their detective caps on and connected the dots fast. One fan said, "They chase you, and once they finally get you, they don't have a clue how to keep you." And listen, the room nodded collectively. Because we've seen that story play out too many times before. Now, we don't know exactly why they broke up. That part's still blurry. Was it cheating? Was it the schedules? Was it just time to go? We don't know. But what we do know is Angela sounds like she's done with anything that doesn't serve her anymore. And as for Yo Gotti, crickets. He's been really low-key since all this started. No subliminal tweets, no cryptic raps, just silence. Which is rare, because Gotti doesn't usually stay quiet when he's got something to say. So either he's being respectful of the situation, or he's in the studio about to drop a breakup anthem. And y'all, I'm here for either. Now, some fans are still holding out hope, saying maybe it's just a little lovers quarrel and they'll be back together by next week. And let's just say the comments are flooding in. One fan wrote, "I knew this was coming," while another said, "TBH, I don't think Angela was really into Yo Gotti and Glorilla Nose still look huge ASF." But let's be honest, in this social media age, when you hit that unfollow button, that's like tossing out the couple's matching pajamas. It's serious. So now we are just watching, waiting, scrolling through their old photos like, dang, y'all really looked good together. But you already know the next chapter is coming. Whether it's a shady caption, a tell-all interview, or a red carpet rebound, we'll be right here for it. So, is it really over for Angela and Yo Gotti? Or is this just a little social media stunt before a big couple's rollout? What do y'all think?
Claressa Shields just got clowned by Nicki Minaj after trying to drag her into the drama with Remy Ma, and now the internet's roasting her for what might be the most desperate move of the year. So, Claressa tried to invite Nicki Minaj out to her upcoming fight in July, which honestly sounded pretty normal. But the real gag is that this invitation was clearly a petty attempt to throw shade at Remy Ma, who she's been beefing with over Papoose. Now, let's rewind real quick. Claressa and Remy have been at each other's throats for weeks over Remy's soon-to-be ex-husband. They've been throwing shots online, going back and forth with messy posts and not-so-subtle jabs. Remy even took time out to remind Claressa that all her drama was distracting from what really matters, her own damn fight. In a now viral post, Remy said, "In case you haven't noticed, nobody, and I mean nobody, is talking about July 26th. They truly don't know where it is. The opponent, nothing. Not even after this Lil stunt. That's what should have been and should be the focus at all times. "Whew," she said, "focus on your fight, not my man." But Claressa wasn't done being messy. She clapped back saying, "Leave me and Pap alone. Nobody worried about you. July 26th is our only focus." But clearly, that wasn't the only thing on her mind, because next thing we know, Claressa is sliding into Nicki Minaj's messages on Instagram, trying to link up and invite her to the big fight. And just to make sure everyone knew what she was doing, Claressa posted the screenshot where she told Nicki, "You might as well come to my fight, Queen of Rap." Now, we all know Nicki and Remy Ma have a whole decade-long beef, and Claressa really thought Nicki was gonna pop out for her messy cookout, but Nicki didn't even respond, at least not publicly, and that silence said everything. Fans immediately clocked that Claressa was trying to use Nicki to get under Remy's skin, and with Papoose recently revealing that he wrote 90% of Remy's hits, including the infamous Shether diss track, baby, the plot thickens.
Since I met her, I have written 90% of the rhymes that came out of her mouth. And with me saying that, I want to say this to y'all.
And let's not forget, Nicki already hinted at that ghostwriting tea years ago when she rapped on Realize, saying, "Your dude wrote an Ether record, but I broke Aretha record." So Claressa's plan wasn't exactly the smartest. Anywho, DJ Academics hopped on live to talk about the whole situation, saying, if Remy Ma, who many thought won the battle against Nicki, did so with a track written by Papoose, that's a disqualification. Pap's been rhyming professionally for years. If he wrote Shether, it changes everything. And he wasn't done. He added, if someone else wrote Nicki's verses, we'd be dragging her too. But we haven't. This revelation puts Remy's win in question. Meanwhile, the comments have been wild. Fans are dragging Claressa for trying to pull Nicki into her drama like this. One person wrote, "Nicki doesn't want to come to your fight. She's a married woman. You like married men." Yikes. Another chimed in with a real observation. If Pap wrote Shether, then the real op is him, not Remy. Facts. Claressa might have been trying to stir the pot, but it looks like it blew up in her face. Now she's out here looking like the main character in a soap opera nobody asked for. But what do y'all think? Did Claressa try too hard to be shady and end up getting burned? Or was this all just misunderstood? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, follow, and stay locked in for more celebrity tea hotter than a fresh flat iron. See y'all next time.